Hey folks, this is Zach, the Bassman146, coming back at you right now real quick for a rod review. Today I'm going to be reviewing the St. Croix Legend Tournament. This is the newer series Legend Tournament. This is the Spinnerbait / Jin-N-Worm rod. Absolute beautiful rods. I will give you a couple specs about the rod before I give you a couple close-ups. Keep an eye out for the end of the video. I will have some pictures up for the of the rod's action, flex and everything, because I notice a lot of people who do reviews on YouTube, a couple do, a couple don't really include the action of the rod, and I feel that is absolutely critical when you're looking at purchasing a new rod. First off, St. Croix is a American-made rod manufacturing company based out of Park Falls, Wisconsin. Their higher-end stuff, all the Legend series, the Premiers, the Avids, they are all made in their Park Falls, Wisconsin facility. They have another facility in Mexico where they produce the Triumph series, Mojo series, as well as a couple others. Start out with this rod. It is a 7-foot 1-inch medium heavy power fast action. You think of that, fast action determines that the rod flexes really in the first 1/3 of the blink. This is better off for, this gives you more power essentially when you're fishing the rod. Now I'll have another video that covers, basics of rods, powers, actions, modulus, all that other good stuff when you're looking at a rod. SC4 high modulus graphite, again I'll have another video talking about modulus and different types of graphite, but the SC4 is one of the highest graphites that they make. Basically, this gives you a lighter, stronger, more powerful rod, also much more durable. Knock on wood, I have yet to break a Legend tournament that I've owned because of that graphite material, also because of a couple other things they incorporate into the rod. The 3-meter resin, brand new resin they just created for this year. Basically, again, more power without sacrificing weight. Also, they have an ART technology, which is basically layered graphite inside the blank. Again, makes the rod much smaller, much stronger without increasing weight or blank width. Lastly, the IPC integrated polycurve technology. And what that is basically saying that as the rod tapers from butt end to tip, it's a completely conical taper, meaning that there are no sharp edges in that taper. It's really much easier to prove with a diagram. You can go right to their website and see all the diagrams and read up on the new technologies. The one thing I love about this rod is the new skeletonized split reel seat. This is very cool. Basically, down locking forward reel seat, very comfortable. You can align your fingers right up at the top of the reel seat, which is very nice. Trigger is small and it has a cutout groove here, which allows you to wrap your fingers around it. Again, very comfortable. Premium grade, super grade cork. Basically, this stuff is very durable, very tough, doesn't deteriorate, doesn't stain very easily. You can see the blank has a nice cobalt blue finish, very cool looking. Also, move on to the guides. Let me see if I can get a close-up here for you guys. These are Fuji's new K-Series tangle-free guides, and these guides are tapered towards the front end of the rod. Now this is more of, you see this a lot in newer surf fishing rods. Basically, this allows, if any sort of loop of line comes over the top of that guide while casting, that loop will slip right off the guide as opposed to wrapping around the guide, knotting, and giving you a backlash on the cast, or potentially breaking off your lure. Also, after the second double-footed guides, or after the first two double-footed guides, they immediately go down to a micro guide configuration. Micro guides basically keep the line much closer to the blank. It allows the line to straighten out throughout the cast. The line doesn't slap the blank, giving you much longer cast, as well as when you're actually retrieving a lure, you have much better sensitivity because that line is much closer to the blank. That's one thing I love about these rods. Again, 4.4 ounce rod, very, very light in the hand, balances well with much of many of the newer reels on the market today. I have it paired up with the Curado 200E7. This is a 7.2 ounce reel, so you're looking at an 11.6 ounce combo, fairly light. Now, if you were to put a reel like an Abu Garcia Revo MGX on this, which weighs 5.4 ounces, you have an under 10 ounce rod and reel combo. That's extraordinary. You know, you don't see that in a lot of rod and reel outfits on the market today. So, very beautiful rods, Legend Tournament. As I said in my really opening video, this is the greatest Jig-N-Worm fishing rod that I've ever held in my hand and ever had the pleasure of fishing with. I've owned Crucials, I've owned Veritaases. Crucials are very nice, very light, very sensitive, very powerful, although to me the Legend Tournament is just a complete step up. Beautiful, beautiful rods. I mean, the difference in the power between this rod versus, you know, something you would find at a lower price point or lower quality is just crazy. This rod right here is priced at $250 retail, but to me, they should even be priced higher than that. That's a hell of a deal for a rod like this. If you have any questions about the rod, feel free to ask me. Again, keep a lookout towards the end of the video. I'll have pictures showing the action of the rod. And any other questions, ask me. I'll have, hopefully coming soon, I'll have some on-the-water footage of me pitching, flipping jigs with this rod. We have a tournament coming up on Lake Norman in North Carolina in 2 weeks. That is February 12th. So hopefully I can get some on-the-water FPS footage of me fishing with this rod. Rated from 12 to 20 pound test. Right now I'm using 30-pound Daiwa Samurai braid, although I might switch over to a 14 or 15 pound Gamma fluorocarbon. I'm a big fluorocarbon fan, and especially for clear water like Lake Norman. If you're fishing a jig, you really want that, you know, great sensitivity, low stretch, and low visibility of fluorocarbon. 3/8 to 1 ounce lure weight for this rod. The extra fast action, they have another model of this series, the Jin-N-Worm rod, which is a 7'1" medium heavy extra fast. This is a fast action. Extra fast gives you basically an extra 1/4 of an ounce you can add to the rod. That's a slightly more powerful rod, although for jig fishing I prefer fast over an extra fast. Doesn't make too much of a difference. My Crucial's an extra fast, but when buying this rod I just decided to go with the fast over the extra fast. Again, 4.4 ounces in weight. Most of the time with this rod I'm throwing a 3/8 or a 1/2 ounce jig. It has a light enough tip to throw a 1/2 ounce jig. It certainly could throw a 1/4 of an ounce jig as well, even though it's rated to 3/8. But I've had absolutely no problem skipping a 3/8 ounce jig with this, and I'm sure I'll have no problem throwing a 3/4, even a 1 ounce jig if need be. Although in my opinion it's a little light in the tip to throw something near a 1 ounce. 3/4 it will have no problem handling though. So that's all I have for you guys for the rod review. Again, pictures coming soon. Keep an eye out for that. Any questions, comments, feedback is greatly appreciated. Let me know in the comments below or post a comment to my channel. Thank you very much for looking and subscribing. And that right there is the St. Croix Legend Tournament review. Beautiful rods, highly recommended.